The best way to get better is to practice. And in this example, we're going to work on styling the CSS for our page. That way our navigation links stand out like you would expect to find across a regular web page. This file and all associated files are available for download using the link provided below in the description. We'll pause for about 5 seconds so you can download it. Then you can either attempt on your own or you can follow along with us. All right, so let's get started. Opening up our file 5-05, we see that what we really need to do is make changes to the CSS file. So I'm going to go over to my CSS file 05-05, and you see I have a CSS comment with a bunch of to-dos. Now I could put these anywhere. To make this just a little bit easier, what I'm going to do is take these comments and paste them down here so I can see them just a little bit easier. Comments are ignored by our web browser, so they can be anywhere we want. This gives us a lot of flexibility. So the first thing I need to do is create a selector for my navigation link. Links are anchor tags. My navigation tag is a nav, and so I'm simply going to choose nav A. And this means I'm only going to apply to the links that are inside my nav tag. The second thing I'm going to do is change what's known as my display style. So I'm going to say display, and I'm going to look for inline block. This is a common type that we use, which is going to allow us to keep it all on a single line, unlike a block, but will allow us to define a width unlike the inline. So this is kind of the best of both worlds. Next, we're going to change the minimum width. So I'm going to say min width. If they need more space than this, they will have it. But this will be a minimum width. And we're just going to specify 200 pixels. And then in case our text is smaller than this, I want to say text-align and specify center. So this is going to center my text within my anchor tag. I'll now set a small border. So you can say border. Remember, there's 3 things I need for a border: the style, the width, and the color. So I'm going to choose 1 pixel, solid, and I'm going to choose white. Now, if you remember correctly from our previous example, our color of the text blended into the red background. So I'm also going to set the color to be equal to white. This will just make it a little bit easier to see. If I save this and right-click over my HTML file, reveal in File Explorer, and then double-click on it, you can see here is my main text that I have lined up. Now, unfortunately, I still have my underline. Need to fix that. And if I hover over this, I don't really tell that this is a navigation link. So I can go back to my text editor. I'm going to set text decoration to none, and this is going to remove that underline from my link. This makes it a little bit easier. Other people might change the font, they might change the font weight. We're keeping this a little simple. Now I want to create a selector for when they hover over it. So you're going to say nav a : hover. And what I'm going to do is just simply reverse the colors. So I'm going to give my color to be red, and then my background color will be white. I'm going to save this, go back to my web page, reload it. Notice the underline is gone, and now when I hover over this, you can see that it's creating that reverse effect. So this now looks more like a button than just plain text. I can do other things like adjust my padding for my navigation bar. I can maybe put a rounded edge on it. I can do lots of little things like this just to make it stand out and look a little bit nicer if I want to. These are options. In our next video, we're going to start looking at how do we put additional content inside our page, different types of content, such as list. So use the link provided on the screen so you can see how to do that.